Aloha, friends and neighbors. Rollin here, Kona astrologer, and I'm going to do a show for you. Hope it interests you. First, let's just see if it's a good time to start. Here's my iPhone. There's the sky mirror. There's the way she looks. Is this right now? There, now. Good time to start the show, Frost? Yeah, we're in Aquarius rising. There's nice trine to Jupiter. Now, see how simple that is? I notice all my neighbors get out and get in the car and go. Most people feel this stuff kind of naturally, but it's really nice to know that it's a good time to start something. That's what astrology is really for, you know, to tell you when to start things. Hello, Father. My father in the sky. I've kind of lost a lot of my patience with corporate religion. Yeah, especially the Abrahamic religions and the people who stole Jesus from us, who said, he talked about Father in the sky a lot. Anytime you read heavens in the Bible, well, in the original Aramaic, it was sky. Yes, Jesus was talking about his Father in the sky. That's the sun. And the moon is your mother in the sky. Oh no, that's pagan. Got to get rid of that. Censor everything. Burn the Alexandria Library. Persecute pagans. Burn them at the stake. You know, I got no more patience for religion in this world. Sorry, just don't. Now, before I get started on the sky mirror, I have an important piece to do for you. This is all about predicting earthquakes. Back 15, 20 years ago, when I made successful predictions, I had a piece I would edit in of a rooster crowing, and I'd crow about them. I kind of gave up on it, but I think this one's important because I'm trying to spread the word to other astrologers that this technique works. Comes from the ancient Chinese. I added the stations because I found out that a station, see, here's the planet Uranus. You come down here, you see the little D. That means Uranus went direct. That little letter, D, where there's an R when it goes retrograde, means the planet slowed down in the sky and reverse direction. And when it slows down and stops is when it's most powerful. Now you add the ancient Chinese recipe. Kublai Khan had 5,000 astrologers working for him. What they did is check the full moons and new moons. So I want to see where Uranus, I know he's going to act up here around your holidays. To find out where he's most likely to do that, you check on the new moons and full moons. Now it happens that here on the 29th was a new moon at 7 Capricorn 59. So I made some of my predictive stuff, and sure enough, I got my quake pretty much right on time. These things can be off a day or two, but the quake was at 10:52 a.m. It was a 6.9. It was on the 3rd of January. First they said it was a 7.2. And as to the timing of it, you know, plus or minus a few days of the station, this is 4 days off the station of Uranus. Uranus has to do with quakes, and it has to do with hurricanes and tornadoes, things that spin, things that interrupt your electricity and happen suddenly, shakings, you know, and spinnings. That's what Uranus likes. You want to predict floodings? You go to Neptune. And chemical disasters. You want to predict volcanoes? You know, go to Pluto. You want to predict rain events? You go to Jupiter. All the planets will work in this system. Anyway, I made some predictions about this quake from that new moon at 8 Capricorn. And the one that I really zoned in on was here, because this is where Uranus stopped. Now here's the astrocartography map for December 28th, the new moon. And when you looked around the world to see where Uranus was on the angles, here it is, Uranus on the MC, the midheaven. This is the top of the chart. This is the public area. This means public shakings and twirlings. This is when you're most likely to get, the large events that, shake everybody. So it ran down through here, Fiji, and down through New Zealand. Now it's noticeable, these lines here, here's the new moon that we were tracking, and it goes through here. And here is the earthquake. Here's where it happened. Right on time, okay? And the ones that it affected most is Fiji. And when it happened at 10:52 a.m., people in Suva, well, they just closed, Suva is the capital. They just closed it down. And everybody, folks just ran to higher ground. They expected there could be a tsunami after the earthquake. So this was a very public shaking, a very public quake, successfully predicted with my techniques here, months in advance, actually. So astrologers take note. The truth is, you see, the cartoon that starts in 2032 and goes to 2052 is the worst ones the Mayans talked about. That's where global warming really makes our Earth a difficult place to be. 2032, well, hell, that's only 17 years from now. Now, we're going to need this quake predictive method and astrology in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius, not Pisces now, Aquarius. Pisces was the religion. 2,000 years of that, enough. Kings and burn them at the stake. No more kings, no more burn them at the stake. Everybody, every person has the dignity and the rights, like Ben Franklin, my favorite astrologer, said. Inalienable rights. It's common sense. So, common sense reigns here in science and not belief from Pisces or from kings. Anyway, 2032 to 2052, if you read Bruce Schofield's book, a very, very fine astrologer that wrote about the Mayan stuff, he goes over the cartoons and he shows you how some of them worked out. I like the one where it says writing down all knowledge for 20 years, and sure enough, we did it with the internet. Prior times, because these occur every few hundred years, we got, the first encyclopedia, the big libraries, all kinds of things. But anyway, 2032 to 2052 is a crap period, and there's going to be a lot of quakes. And if we use the tools that I've been giving you for the last 15 years and developing, and other astrologers do, because I won't be here, you can anticipate these things. You can warn people about them. And this is going to be very important as time goes on, and this time especially, because as the Earth warms up, the plates heat, and when the plates heat, they expand, and they start to clash, and suddenly you get the quakes. See? So the more heating of the Earth's plates, the ocean, the air, which affects the plates underneath them, the more quakes we're going to have. And so this technique I just showed you, which works very well, I've sent into, I think, the most prestigious astrology publication, the Mountain Astrologer. Hopefully they're going to publish it, which will teach other astrologers that it's not that bad to pin down, the timing of a quake and the location. The timing of it, I was doing that really early, 20 years ago from the stations. The location was much more difficult till I learned the Chinese had 5,000 astrologers looking at full moons and new moons all over their kingdom. Started using that. Took a little development. It's not as simple as bing, bang, bing. I wish it were. This one was a nice, simple one. Came off right away. Sometimes it takes a month and a day. But by and large, a successful quake prediction using a technique that hopefully other astrologers are going to learn, start using. We need, several astrologers in every big town, especially when we get to here, to do this work and give us warnings. We're going to need it, folks. Yeah. Back to the here and now. Let's talk about the sky mirror in the next 10 days for you. A comment is that, especially in the West and in the USA, a lot of people are only looking at the next brief time period. Why should we talk about 2032? Geez, that's got a long... Nope. When you're driving on the road, we call them low-aim drivers. They're always looking at the taillights of the car in front of them, and they follow you right behind you. You need to be a high-aim driver and look way down the road. It's that way with thinking, with your whole life experiences. If you're a low-aim liver, one that lives in low aim, you're watching your shoes tromp along here, right in front of you. And you're not going to be able to, handle the stuff up ahead. But if you're a high aim person who lives in high aim, you're looking way up the road here. And that makes it very easy to keep your balance as you walk along. It's the same with talking. Low aim talkers, have short sentences. A high aim talker, you've got something up ahead there you're going to talk about, and then you come back and fill in the space. High aim and low aim. We've got a president and a bunch of people, cough, gag, in charge of our country now, supposedly. They're in low aim. They don't care about global warming. They don't believe it. What they care about is what goes in their pockets now. Most unfortunate. It's going to make that period 2032 to 2052 much, much worse. Oh boy, well, never have so few done so little to kill so many. That's what this Republican administration is about to do. If we let it. Anyway, enough politics. This is program 1053. We're going to cover the first week of February. And we got a station coming up. It's Jupiter. And Jupiter, stations on the 6th. And when Jupiter stops in the sky, he's the great benefic. You'll get lightning bolts. This is Shock, the rain god, Jove, Jupiter, that has to do with lightning and thunder and rain. And he throws these lightning bolts. Ba-da-da-da, he says. And wow, now we understand. So you're going to get a lot of that focused around February 6th. Work I did in gold and silver before convinced me that you start feeling this 20 days before the station peaks out on the station and comes back down for 20 days. But, you keep your eye on what's going on here. You're likely to have lots of rain and thunder and lightning, also lots of truth and wisdom coming out from Jupiter. The thing is now that Jupiter got an opposition. He's going to make a fuss here, and it's going to be Uranus. Jupiter stations at 23 Libra. Uranus is at 21 Aries. Who's Uranus? Well, Uranus is environmentalists. Uranus is astrologers. Who's Jupiter? Well, Jupiter in your life tends to be the wise men, the lawyers. Almost all of the people in your government are lawyers, professors, PhDs and lawyers. They all have a little piece of paper on the wall that says, I'm an expert. You got to listen to me. So Jupiter loves to be the expert. Throw in, you know. Jupiter also has to do with clowns. Lawyers and professors like to clown around. It also is elephants. They'll be in the news. And in general, rich people, fat people, jolly people, loud people. You know, what are they going to do? Get your money. What they're going to do is they're going to beat up Uranus. Who's Uranus? Well, homeless people, environmentalists, science people, anything that has to do with socialism, communism, any form of thing that might even out the playing board a little bit and pull the rich fat cats down somehow. The 1%, they're here. So, I don't know. I don't like this much considering the Trump triumph. And it is what it is, as the younger generation says. So let's take a look at it day by day. How's it going to work out for you? Noticeable is that Pluto up here is also in square. Pluto's at 18 Capricorn. So that's only, 5 degrees off the square to Jupiter and 3 degrees off the square to Uranus. So we have a T-square here. What are these? These are police, power, and control issues. Jupiter has a square from Pluto. He's all concerned about his position, Pluto position, privileged positions. Yeah. So that's why a lot of these people, the rich cats, go along with everybody. They've got privileged position they don't want to let go of. You look back over the revolutions we've had in the world, and this is a tough nut to crack. We've got here a bunch of people who are in privileged positions, from tenured professors giving you fake history. Yes, it didn't start 5,000 years ago. No. Started well before that. Ancient civilizations were smart. Those guys had astrology down, and we just got amnesia and forgot it all. Anyway, here's this T-square, and you're going to see this power and control issues come up. And when the lawyers try to trash the EPA, it's going to be about control and problems in research and things. So anyway, the station is when you're going to see it most. I support a group called Earth Justice, which is a bunch of lawyers, and they're doing environmental work. Okay, we got the pattern of planets. And noticeable here is that Venus and Mars are getting closer, getting more sexy and romantic. That's nice. However, as the moon goes around here, here's your Wednesday night, Thursday morning, it hits the T-square. It's been on Thursdays for a month. It's going to drift back into Wednesdays now. Every month it goes backwards about a day. So freaky Wednesday nights, early Thursday mornings, there's going to be problems. Probably with water and flooding and stuff. Moon in Aries. Anyway, Thursday night the moon goes into Taurus right here. This is after dinner, and it all looks different. On Friday, February 3rd, the moon goes by Neptune here about noontime, and there's music, higher heart, feels kind of good to believe things, go along with the flock and get in the school of fish and feel secure. Go to church, go to the football game, wear a flag. All those things are misplaced religious, what should I call them, allegiance, and give us lots of trouble for the age of Aquarius. This is normal for the last 2,000 years. Neptune rules Pisces. But here we are in belief again, and play some music. Instead of church, go out and sit under a tree, talk to birds, look up at the sun, say, "Hi, Father." Look up at the moon and say, "Hi, Mother." Talk to Spirit. Okay, you have sensitivity here in the middle of the day, Friday. Don't try to do projects, though, because Friday night here around dinner time, the moon squares the sun, And you won't get much done. No, sorry. Late Friday night, this is like 10 o'clock. Here's a trine to Pluto. There's Discovery. Saturday morning, the moon's still in Taurus. Feels pretty good. Middle of the day, trines to Mercury and Venus, and the kids are happy, and there's some sweets around, and everybody's feeling romantic and kind of loving Saturday night. Good time for a date. On Sunday, the moon is shifted into Gemini right here, and here's a nice sextile to Mars. And it might have been romantic for Saturday, but on Sunday, well, get some chores done. Get out and get physical. Be a hero. We need heroes in this terrible time of Trump. Not heroes to make money, heroes to save people and save the earth and save the animals. Here's a square to Neptune. You know, damn that corporate religion. Totally fed up. If you look back in history, between the Jews and the Muslims and the Christians, they're fighting all the time. They're fighting each other, killing each other over who believes what. That's crazy. It's not as crazy as burning the astrologers at the stake and labeling anybody from the old religion as pagan and devils. Well, that's pretty bad too. Still people like that in the world. A lot of these people elected Trump, you know. Sorry. Sunday night late, it's around 10 o'clock. We get a nice trine to the sun. Start making a plan. Stay up late Sunday, make your plan. Monday, well, the moon hits the sextile to Uranus, the trine to Pluto, the sextile to, or the trine to Jupiter. Not bad. Not bad at all. A lot of enlightenment here. Sunday night, Monday morning, till you get to the middle of the day, and here's the opposition to Saturn. Here comes the judge. He's going to shut down all this innovation. Your plan might have been brilliant, but you might not have enough time and money to do it. Monday night late, moon shifts into Cancer. All the vibes change again. Squares Venus, no rest here. You won't feel good Monday night, Tuesday morning. No sugar, no sex, no. Everybody's impatient and angry, and there tends to be fires and fights as you get to the middle of the day because of the square to Mars. But here's the preacher, Neptune, you know, and Tuesday afternoon. Religion help you? I don't know. I don't think phony religion will. And that's what you've been fed for 2,000 years, at least in the West. I don't include Buddhism with this. A lot more civilized are the Hindus. Here on Wednesday is the shaky time. This is the old full moon. It makes for shaky things and things that spin and rain and lightning because of the Jupiter thing. It starts with a little panicky feeling early in the morning. Hope you don't get up to sirens. And here's Uranus saying, I'm going to shake all this up. And here's Jupiter saying, yeah, lightning, thunder. It's weird how lightning comes along with earthquakes and volcanoes. So it's a crazy Wednesday. Extends into Thursday morning early with Mercury problems. Can't get around, can't communicate. Settles down Thursday, moon's in Leo. Venus and Mars are happy. There's romance. Romeo and Juliet are there. You know, sweets in the morning, work in the afternoon. Thursday the 9th. On Friday we got the next full moon. This is quite different. This is a Leo full moon. It sextiles Jupiter. It trines Uranus. Maybe we can put a halt to some of these lawyers beating up on the homeless. Your own projects won't go very far, and leadership fails here in the middle of the day Friday. But common sense starts off your day at noontime with the trine to Uranus. And Jupiter, wisdom comes in, and Saturn, good solid sense. So this is a mixed bag, and it's very interesting to see how it turns out. You know, anytime Uranus gets a break, you know, it's good. Aquarian values. On Saturday, the moon's here in Virgo and goes by the North Node. We all want to help everybody here between breakfast and lunch. Feels pretty good. Then late Saturday night, here's midnight, 1 a.m. There's a nasty old opposition to Neptune. And look out, water Is that going to flood? Maybe. You'll get control of things more, and good research comes out Sunday afternoon with a trine to Pluto on Sunday the 12th. Monday, look out, here's Saturn, and square to Saturn means it's going to be late trying to get to work, and there'll be delays. So anyway, watch for Jupiter. You learn after a while. You want to get to know a planet, watch the station. Finally, new research on Roundup. This one's quite of a horror. Now, I've had an ignorant neighbor behind the bushes spraying me for 3 years. Started out with burning eyes and wound up with bad lungs, and I found my liver decreasing so where I can't even drink a beer anymore. And now I found out what's going on. Very low doses of Roundup, which I've had for 3 years, causes non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Now this article says it's reversible. I hope so. I hope I live long enough. I'm 76. Anyway, this is a very serious thing, and it's hard to diagnose from other liver problems. Our medical system is not very good at this sort of stuff. But a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is serious. Many, many, many people will have this because it isn't just where you spray the Roundup. It dries out, makes tiny little flakes. The wind catches it, gets up in the air, and goes over there to your house, which is what's been happening to me for 2-3 years. So this is a disastrous piece of Neptune work. Yeah, this is as bad as the Abrahamic religions, and it's doing a lot of damage to our world. It's always these companies, isn't it? It's Dow that I used to work for, Monsanto, American Cyanamid. It's the chemical guys running amok in our world. Terrible, terrible stuff. This article was published in Nature, just came out. Look at this, 25% of the U.S. population suffers from it. They already abbreviated it. We got NAFLD, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and I can't drink beer anymore. So you can get the whole article there. There's a really prestigious, well done piece of science, you know. Finally, we're all kind of hoping that he doesn't follow through on anything. And one last shot at him, so unfortunately, a full solar eclipse right on his rising sign. He won't survive this. Don't think so.